This is Donna, and I'm here getting ready to talk about Chapter 1 of Endgame. Number one, I want to say that Chapter 1 is filled with historical information. It is really beautifully written, and in my opinion, in 100 years, they're going to be referring to this book for historical information. 500 years from now. They do that now with other texts from the past. This first chapter alone strips away the lie that the British press is trying to tell you, that Endgame is a lie and a book not worth reading. It's not true. In the first chapter, he talks about the Queen. He talks about in the beginning that the monarch privately disliked Johnson because of his behavior. He was the only PM that had to apologize twice. He talked about when she was meeting Liz Truss and how they asked her not to do it, but she said, "It's my job." They talk about the cane we see her with in the picture of the last meeting she had, that it belonged to Prince Philip. He says that Truss looked somewhat out of her element, which proved to be the case. Her time as PM lasted a mere 7 weeks. This is all historical fact. You can't get around that. He talks about her piper. He talks about how when she went to Balmoral, they were saying that they didn't think she was ever going to leave. Well, remember in September, this picture here? Remember when she took this picture? I don't think it was in September, but remember we all felt she was very frail. Remember we all felt that her time was near. So did they. And in their opinion, she was never going to leave Balmoral. That was her last time coming there. He talks about other things. He explains to us that it's, like I said, it's filled with historical information. He says that the one thing was that at the end, when they were taking the Queen to her last rest, okay, that for a family so known for sharing some of their most private moments through back channels with the press, this is the one time they all universally agreed to keep the details to themselves. And they're talking about that last moment when they took the Queen to the chapel to be laid to rest with her family. Also, they say that he's just slagging off the royal family, but he's not. He says this about King Charles. He says, King Charles, who after touring the nation for 11 days as the new monarch, was understandably exhausted and emotional, a senior aide later explained. He talks about how they were, how people who used to work for the royal family helped him write this book. The first page of this book is just filled with wonderful information. There's one thing in the book that talks about the flowers that were on her coffin and how the Queen picked them out and how and what the flowers meant, and how the flowers, the sweet peas meant goodbye and farewell. And I thought when I was reading what all the flowers meant on her coffin, it reminded me of how thoughtful she was and how even in her death she was saying goodbye to everyone, and she really had just an attitude about her funeral. She really thought about it, and she made sure that everything was important. Like her flowers meant, they represented kindness, commitment, and perseverance, harmony, and understanding. And her favorite, the sweet pea, meant thank you for a lovely time and goodbye. That was Queen Elizabeth. And the reason why, when you read this book, like I said, the first chapter, they're doing you a disservice when they say there's something wrong with this book. The first chapter alone is brilliant. It's a historical chapter talking about the queen, and it's not just her funeral. It's everything that he could put in about her humor, about the history of the Pipers, just everything, how people felt, and her dedication. And this is why King Charles has such a problem. He has a problem.